The first time I heard the spider speak,
Get away from
it
me!
called me by my real name, one only my mother used when she was angry. I'm from a small town in southeastern Nigeria. Nothing strange ever happens here, except power cuts and bad roads. But last year, something happened that still makes me afraid to sleep with the lights off. It started when my uncle died. He was a quiet man who lived alone at the edge of the village. People said he was rich but stingy. When he died, nobody cried much. My mother sent me to help clean his house. I was 23 and needed the small money they promised me. His house was old and dusty. There were spider webs everywhere, thick like cloth. I joked that spiders owned the place now. While cleaning his bedroom, I found a wooden box under his bed. It was tied with a red thread. Inside, there was a small book written in shaky handwriting. It looked like a diary. Most of it talked about money problems and people who owed him, but some pages were strange. He wrote about the covenant and the watcher in the ceiling. At first, I thought it was madness. That night, I slept in his house because it was raining hard. Around 2 a.m., I woke up because I felt something touch my face. I brushed it away and turned on my phone light. A big spider was on my pillow. I hate spiders, but this one was different. It was as big as my palm, dark brown with long legs. It didn't run away, it just stared at me. Then I heard a voice. Emmanuel. My body froze. I thought someone was in the house. I checked the door and windows. They were locked. My phone light was shaking in my hand. The spider moved closer to my ear. You have his blood, you can continue. I jumped from the bed and smashed it with my slipper. It burst with a soft crack. I couldn't sleep after that. The next morning I told my cousin. He laughed and said I was scared because of the old house. But that day I started noticing spiders everywhere. In my room at home, in my bag, on my clothes. One night I read more from the diary. My uncle wrote that years ago he was very poor. Someone told him about a ritual for wealth. It involved a spider spirit. He had to agree to give something in return. He never wrote what he gave. But near the last pages his writing became messy. He said the spider was coming for payment. He said the covenant must not break, or it would move to his blood. That was me. After reading that, I started hearing sounds at night. Scratching in the ceiling, soft footsteps on the wall. Sometimes I felt something crawling on my skin, but when I checked, nothing was there. One night I saw it again. It was on my wall, bigger than before. It didn't move like a normal spider. It walked slowly like it was thinking. Then it spoke. You will finish what he started. I shouted and woke everyone. My mother came in and prayed. The spider was gone.
The spirit moves among us.
We went to a
Let it
pastor
fill
and a
you.
traditional healer.
Rise,
The pastor said it was a
and let us
demonic
stand as
attack
one.
and prayed. The healer said
Elder,
my
the
uncle
spirits
made a
have
deal
forsaken
and something
me. I
wanted to
beg for your
collect.
guidance. Patience, child.
Both
The
of them
ancestors
told
will
me
answer.
not to
I
sleep
understand.
alone. But the worst happened a week later. I woke up and found a web on my arm. Thick, strong and tight. My arm was numb. When I tried to pull it off, it burned my skin. I heard the voice again. Sign. I felt something push my hand. My hand moved on its own and traced strange shapes on the wall with the web. I screamed until my mother came and cut the web with a knife. The marks stayed on the wall. Even after washing, they didn't fade. That same day, we burned my uncle's box and diary. For a few days, everything was quiet. Then my mother
child,
fell
times are
sick.
hard, but we must be strong.
Doctors couldn't
Yes,
find anything
grandmother.
wrong.
I will always
She
be here
complained
for
of
you.
crawling feelings at night. She said she heard whispers calling my name. I knew then that the covenant didn't die with my uncle. I left the village and moved to Lagos. I thought distance would help.
What the
But
hell
last
is
night
that?
I saw a spider on my ceiling fan.
No, stay back.
It was the biggest I have ever seen. It looked down at me and lifted one leg like it was pointing. Then it spoke again. You ran, but your blood is still here. I don't know what my uncle promised. I don't know how to break it. But I know one thing. Spiders never used to look at me like this.